Welcome to Totally Talent Podcast by HR.com, your go-to source for all things talent. Whether you're looking for expert insights on high-volume hiring, the latest trends in recruitment technology, or strategies for building a winning team, we've got you covered. Join us for each episode as we dive deep into the challenges and opportunities shaping the talent landscape today. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Totally Talent on HR.com. My name is Mike Wood. I'm your host. And as you can see, I am live outside of the Transform conference where I ran into an old friend, Jennifer Ravalli. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Mike?
So Jen has been in the space for a while. I won't
Probably
say a
too long.
long time,
Yeah.
but you've been in the space. But what are you doing now?
So I recently launched my own go-to-market advisory company. So really focused on helping vendors in the space figure out the HR tech market, how to maximize it, and how to really be able to win with everything that's evolving.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest takeaways I have in the past couple of events that I've been to is everybody is trying to sell the same thing.
Yes.
And so how do you stand out? And as a buyer, so what should buyers look for when they're trying to pick a good, vendor or partner when everything looks to be about the same?
Well, I think that's the biggest problem, right? You can't stand out if you're not willing to be a little bit bolder than what else is going on in the market. And that means leaning into authenticity, really thinking about how to show the value and not just the product of what you're doing. So it's, what I find really interesting right now is the amount of times that people are saying AI, if you had a nickel for that, you'd be a millionaire.
But it's almost so that happened with mobile too.
Yeah.
When people are it's mobile first, mobile optimized.
Yeah.
Now it's just assumed. And I think it's just going to be assumed that you have AI.
At some point, right? But there's also the fact of 80% of the vendors probably don't have AI to the extent that they should in order to be able to talk about it, right? And, I brought an AI first solution to market 6 years ago that I was never afraid to go under the hood and, be able to show where's the real truth to the technology. And I think that that's, as people are evaluating vendors, asking to have the hard conversations with the tech team, working with partners who are willing to go under the hood, to me is a real sense of, is this really legit or not?
Yeah. You don't want to get sued later.
Exactly.
You don't want to build it into everything that you do and then not be able to rip it out.
Or sell information that you shouldn't.
Yeah, okay, or that, which is the latest. But I think, I have a small prediction. Tell me if I'm way out of base here. I think once the tech is almost becoming parity. Once the tech becomes parity, then what's really going to sell people is your level of service, your level of how much I, as a customer, can actually get in touch with someone. So almost the human part of your team it's totally flipped.
That's a good point, right? The ability for humans to leverage AI in a positive way to still drive the connection. The reason why these events are growing is because people are looking for that connection. And so much of that has been lost. So building both connection from a service perspective and connection from a personalization perspective, I think is absolutely going to be very important. I think also as we're evolving, where do you fit and what makes the most sense for you? You have so much more information to be able to access and make those decisions that, whoever can do that well and thoughtfully is going to win.
I think it's been 6 years since COVID, and it's amazing that it's been 6 years since COVID. But I think, you're right. People are still looking for that connection. I'm still looking to talk to other people that are in a similar situation that I am. And so I know HR.com has we're building communities and whatnot. That's going to be more of a way to get people to sales and stuff, because they're going to be okay, I'm implementing this AI interviewer. Should I run away or should I switch? Have you had a bad experience? Because that's all going to come out.
It's very true, right? I think about, I'm a member of Chief. I'm also affiliated with an organization called Go-to-Market Partners, and we go to each other first. And if I'm evaluating a vendor, something new in the space, I am asking my peers what is going to make me the most successful and what should I stay away from. And, I think the peer networks themselves are going to grow and change in different ways, both in marrying the connection of the personal in person with how we're doing that from a digital perspective.
Yeah. And I would advise people, not everybody wants to take demos all the time, but get into some of these AI interview tools and whatever and see what it can actually do. Because I think there's tremendous potential for getting rid of the dreaded phone screen, which has become just a waste of time for everybody.
Yeah. Well, we also know like people will share more with a bot. Like they just will. Like they ask better questions. They infuse humor. You don't really get that with a phone screen often. Like people want to get it over with and get through it, but they don't connect as much as sometimes the conversational pieces. You know, I think people discovering different skills that are actually relevant through that medium because they're less nervous. Like there's so many opportunities to capitalize on it, but like to do it in the right way. And it's interesting talking about like the customer service perspective, like Parloa is really trying to capitalize on that market and, you know, being able to bring the personal back to customer service, but through the lens of AI.
I'm wondering whether that becomes a tiered pricing type of thing.
Oh, I love
whether that's, I love the idea. I don't like to be on the other side because I don't have the money to be in that top tier.
In the top tier.
I'm steerage in the customer service queue.
But, you know, if you think about pricing in general and pricing strategy, like for the, you know, vendor community in general, like they're going to generally go out with like the kit and caboodle first. And then it's up to you as the practitioner to rein them back in. And so, you know, expect that like there's going to be bells and whistles and like, how can you get what you want and through a negotiation?
I think what I've seen a lot is that you can get what you need out of a smaller vendor that has a much better price point than some of these giant ones.
Yeah. But it's also interesting because the pendulum, at least with the folks I've been talking to, a lot of the point solutions and smaller vendors feel like they're getting pushed into a platform mindset, or that many of the platforms are starting to kind of win again when like we had kind of gone closer to best of breed for a while. But it's all in the art of thinking about how the data comes together to be able to take a best of breed vendor and make an ecosystem that makes sense for the buyer. So I think there's a lot of really interesting things that can happen that some of these new technologies and people who honestly have never been in the space before can offer kind of the HR practitioner and the HR market.
Yeah. So I have to ask you about the puppies.
Yes.
Because I know you're an animal lover. You have a dog and there's puppies here. You haven't been in the booth yet, have you?
Oh, what, in the puppy booth?
Yeah, puppy booth.
No,
But they did walk by. We saw them.
Yeah, we did see them come by. They were super
adorable. It was like seeing a celebrity.
But I actually spent, you know, a little time in the vet med space, and like there's not only puppies, but mini therapy horses and giant turtles.
It's a benefit that everybody... Wait. Giant turtle? Wait, back up. Therapy horses, I know. I know the therapy horse, but what is the turtle?
So yeah, one of the vendors actually had like a giant turtle at an event. So like, and people were following it around as it was walking on the floor. So, you know, but these puppies are adorable, and you know, everybody should get a chance to cuddle them for the relaxation and stress relief benefit that can offer.
Yeah, animals get you attention. Strange animals like turtles and stuff. I'm there. I'll go pet a turtle or whatever. Well, thank you for joining me. And where can people find you if they're interested in working with you?
Awesome. Well, you know, certainly check me out on LinkedIn. I'd love to connect with you. You can also visit maverickmeridian.com and check out my services. And I would love to just have a conversation and see if I can help in any way.
Awesome. Thank you. Check her out.
Thanks for tuning in to the Totally Talent podcast by HR.com. We hope you find today's episode insightful and inspiring. Don't forget to explore more episodes and discover valuable resources at hr.com/podcasts, where you can listen to all of our podcasts. Until next time, keep leading with purpose and making a difference in the world of talent.